Hi friends. Today we begin a journey into one of the most legendary self-help books ever written. A book that has sold millions of copies, changed countless lives, and remains as powerful today as it was nearly a century ago. It's called How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. And this is not just about making small talk or being polite. It's about unlocking the hidden keys to human connection. Carnegie believed that people are driven more by emotion than logic. That understanding others, truly listening, and appreciating their perspective is the real superpower. In this audiobook-style journey, we will explore 10 core lessons that teach you how to communicate with clarity, build genuine relationships, and inspire others to trust and respect you. You'll learn why criticism often backfires, why sincere appreciation changes everything, and how curiosity, kindness, and empathy can help you win more than any argument ever will. This book isn't about manipulation. It's about learning the timeless truths of influence, grounded in integrity and emotional intelligence. Whether you're looking to become a better friend, a stronger leader, or a more impactful communicator, these chapters will guide you step by step. So, take a deep breath. Let the noise fade, and step into a world where connection is the bridge to influence, and kindness becomes your greatest strength. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Do not criticize, condemn, or complain. The first principle in winning friends is both simple and difficult. Never criticize, condemn, or complain. It sounds easy, but in real life, when people frustrate us or make mistakes, our natural response is often to point it out. We want to correct them, show them the error, fix the problem. But Dale Carnegie teaches that this rarely works. People do not respond well to criticism. It puts them on the defensive. It creates resentment. Even when we are right, we can lose the connection if we focus too much on the mistake. Think of it like this. People crave appreciation, not correction. They want to feel valued, not judged. And when someone feels criticized, they rarely change. Instead, they feel attacked. Abraham Lincoln once said that a drop of honey catches more flies than a gallon of gall. This means kindness and understanding create better results than anger or blame. So, instead of jumping to criticism, try asking questions. Try seeing the situation from the other person's point of view. Choose to respond with patience and watch how others begin to soften and listen. This principle is not about ignoring problems. It is about learning how to approach them with wisdom. It is about building bridges, not burning them. When you choose to lead with empathy instead of ego, people trust you more. They want to work with you, not against you, and that is the first step toward real influence. Chapter 2. Give honest and sincere appreciation. People everywhere are hungry for one thing: appreciation. Not flattery, not fake praise, but real, honest recognition. Dale Carnegie reminds us that one of the deepest desires in human nature is to feel important, to feel seen, to feel valued. Most of the time, people are doing their best. They may not be perfect, but they are trying. When someone notices their effort, even in a small way, it lights them up. Think of the last time someone genuinely thanked you. Not just a polite thank you, but one where they told you exactly what they appreciated. How did that make you feel? When you give honest and sincere appreciation, you create a connection. You encourage people, you build trust. And, most importantly, you help them see the best in themselves. The key word here is sincere. People can tell when compliments are fake. They can sense when someone is just saying what sounds good, but when you truly mean it, it shows. So, take the time to notice the good in others. Speak it clearly. Be specific about what they did and why it matters. Instead of waiting for big moments, appreciate the small things. A job well done, a kind gesture, a consistent effort. When people feel appreciated, they are more likely to return. The energy. They want to help, they want to contribute. They feel motivated. This simple habit can transform relationships, teams, and even families. Appreciation is not just good manners. It is smart leadership, and it is one of the strongest tools for winning friends and influencing people. Chapter: Do you arouse in the other person an eager want? Every person you meet is driven by wants, needs, and desires. If you want to influence someone, start by seeing the world through their eyes. Dale Carnegie explains that the only way to truly persuade someone is to talk about what they want and show them how to get it. Not what you want, not what matters to you, what matters to them. Most people talk from their own point of view. They pitch ideas based on their goals. They push instead of pull. But the real power comes from alignment. Let us say you are asking someone for help. Instead of saying what you need, frame it in terms of how it benefits them. What problem does it solve for them? How does it make their life easier or better? This does not mean being manipulative. It means being thoughtful. It means showing respect for their goals and priorities. Think about a child who refuses to eat vegetables. If you say, "Eat this because I said so," you face resistance. But if you say these help you grow strong like your favorite superhero, you suddenly have their attention. The same principle applies to adults. When people feel understood, they listen. When they feel like their desires are being met, they cooperate. Arousing an eager want is about meeting people where they are. It is about finding common ground and building from there. If you want someone to say yes, give them a reason that speaks to their heart, not just their mind. That is how true influence begins. Chapter 4: Become genuinely interested in other people. The foundation of strong relationships is genuine interest. People can tell when you are pretending. They can feel when your attention is forced or fake. That is why Dale Carnegie teaches us that the best way to connect with others is to care about them sincerely. When you meet someone new, focus on learning about them. Ask about their passions, their work, their goals. Do not just wait for your turn to speak. Listen with curiosity. Respond with enthusiasm. This does not mean you need to become best friends with everyone, but it does mean you should approach others with a spirit of kindness. People remember how you make them feel. If they feel valued and seen, they will be drawn to you. Carnegie shares the story of a salesman who was struggling to close deals. Everything changed when he stopped pushing products and started showing real interest in his clients' businesses. By understanding their challenges and asking thoughtful questions, he built trust. The sales followed naturally. When someone feels heard, it builds connection. When someone feels appreciated, it opens the door to influence. That is the power of interest. It is not a strategy. It is a mindset. Start small. Remember, someone's name, compliment something specific. Ask a follow-up question that shows you were really listening. These simple moments build powerful bonds. The people who succeed in life are not just the smartest or the most talented. They are often the most genuinely interested in others. Be one of those people. Chapter 5: Smile. One of the simplest and most powerful tools you have is your smile. It costs nothing. It takes just a second, but it can open doors, lift moods, and change the entire tone of an interaction. Dale Carnegie reminds us that a smile tells people you are glad to see them. It makes you appear warm, approachable, and confident. And in most situations, that is more powerful than any word you could say. Think about it. When you walk into a room and someone greets you with a genuine smile, how do you feel? Welcome, accepted, at ease. Now compare that to someone who barely looks up or looks bored. The difference is immediate. Carnegie tells the story of a business executive who increased his sales simply by remembering to smile more during meetings. The numbers proved what we all know deep down. People respond to warmth. They are drawn to positive energy. But here is the key. Your smile must be genuine. It must come from a place of real care and interest in the person you are meeting. Forced or fake smiles can be spotted instantly. Even on the phone, your tone changes when you smile. People can hear it in your voice. That simple shift can turn a cold conversation into a warm one. A smile is a small act, but its impact is lasting. It tells the world you are open, kind, and ready to connect. Try it today. Smile first, smile often, and watch how others begin to respond. And, hey, if this message resonates with you, make sure to like this video, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe to Fraser Audiobooks Club. Don't forget to hit the bell so you never miss. Remember that a person's name is, to that person, the sweetest sound. One of the most powerful ways to make someone feel important is to remember their name. It might seem small, but Dale Carnegie explains that a person's name is deeply tied to their identity. It is the one word that matters more to them than any title or compliment. Using someone's name tells them they are not just a number. It shows that you see them, you respect them, and you took the time to remember. In conversations, repeating a person's name naturally and warmly helps build connection. It adds a personal touch. It signals that they matter to you. Carnegie tells the story of a business leader who remembered hundreds of employee names. When he walked through the office and greeted people by name, morale improved. Productivity increased. People felt seen. On the other hand, forgetting or mispronouncing someone's name can create distance. It may seem unintentional, but it can leave the other person feeling invisible or unimportant. This principle is simple, but it requires effort. Take notes if needed. Repeat names when you first hear them. Associate the name with something familiar so it sticks. This works not just in business but in friendships, networking, and everyday interactions. At a restaurant, at the gym, or in a meeting, remembering someone's name builds trust faster than you think. A name is more than a label. It is a symbol of identity, and when you honor it, you make a lasting impression. Master this one habit, and you will stand out in a world where most people forget. Chapter 7. Be a good listener. Encourage others to talk about themselves. In a world full of noise, the most valuable gift you can give someone is your attention. Dale Carnegie teaches that one of the easiest ways to win friends is to simply be a good listener. Not just someone who hears the words, but someone who truly listens. Most people are not really listening. They are waiting for their turn to speak. They are planning what to say next. But when you make the effort to listen with genuine interest, something powerful happens. The other person feels understood. They feel respected. They feel important. Carnegie reminds us that people love to talk about themselves, their stories, their struggles, their achievements. And when you give them that space, you earn their trust. Ask open-ended questions, show curiosity. Nod, smile, give your full attention. These small actions tell the speaker that what they are saying matters. He shares a story of a man at a party who said almost nothing but listened with interest. At the end of the night, people called him the most charming guest in the room. Why? Because he made others feel heard. Listening is not passive. It is active engagement. It is giving someone a moment where they feel seen without interruption or judgment. And in return, people start to like you more. They start to open up. They feel closer to you. You do not need clever words or big speeches to build strong relationships. So, me times, all you need is to listen with your heart. Chapter 8. Talk in terms of the other person's interests. If you want to build strong relationships, start by speaking the language of others, and that language is their interest. Dale Carnegie explains that people are naturally drawn to what excites them. Their hobbies, their goals, their families, their work. When you talk about what matters to them, you instantly grab their attention. Most people try to influence by leading with what they want. But real connection happens when you take the time to discover what excites the other person. This applies in every setting. At work, find out what your colleague is passionate about. In networking, ask about their current projects or future dreams. In personal relationships, talk about the little things that bring them joy. Carnegie tells the story of a man who landed a big deal, not by talking about his own product, but by spending time discussing the client's favorite. hobby. That conversation built trust, and trust opened the door. This principle is simple, but it requires awareness. Be observant. Listen for clues. Pay attention to what makes someone light up when they talk. When you take the time to learn about others and focus on their interests, your conversations become meaningful. People remember how you made them feel, and feeling understood leaves a lasting impression. It is not about manipulation. It is about empathy. It is about shifting the focus from yourself to them. If you want people to enjoy your company, give them a chance to talk about what they love. That is how you create real connection. Chapter 9. Make the other person feel important, and do it sincerely. At the heart of every person is a simple desire: to feel important, to feel valued, to feel seen. Dale Carnegie believed that one of the deepest cravings in human nature is the need to be appreciated. And when you make someone feel genuinely important, you unlock their best side. But here is the key. It must be sincere. Empty praise or flattery will not work. People can sense when your words are fake. What truly matters is authentic recognition. You do not need grand gestures. A genuine compliment, a thank you, or a moment of acknowledgement can go a long way. Notice their effort. Appreciate their ideas, recognize their contribution. Carnegie tells the story of a manager who made it a habit to thank every team member at the end of the day. Just a few words of appreciation changed the team's morale and performance. In families, relationships, workplaces, and everyday interactions, the impact is the same. When someone feels important, they become more open, more cooperative, more engaged. The secret is to look for the good. Find what someone does well, notice their unique qualities, and tell them you will be surprised how much people remember those small moments of genuine praise. It builds trust. It strengthens bonds. You do not need to impress others to be influential. Often, you just need to make them feel valued. That is how influence begins, not with power or persuasion, but with sincerity. Chapter 10. The Golden Rule of Influence. At the core of every human interaction is a timeless principle: treat others the way you want to be treated. Dale Carnegie calls this the Golden Rule of Influence. It is not about charm or cleverness. It is about respect. When you treat people with kindness, when you show empathy, when you listen and understand their point of view, you create trust. And trust is the foundation of influence. This principle works in every area of life. In business, people are more likely to say yes to someone who respects them. In relationships, people open up when they feel safe. In conversations, people remember how you made them feel. It is easy to get caught up in your own goals, to focus on what you want. But Carnegie reminds us that the best way to get what you want is to help others get what they want. If you want cooperation, be cooperative. If you want appreciation, show appreciation. If you want respect, give respect first. This rule is powerful because it never goes out of style. Technology changes, strategies evolve, but kindness, respect, and empathy always work. Think back to your favorite teachers, mentors, or leaders. Chances are they treated you with dignity. They made you feel important. That is why their influence stayed with you. The Golden Rule is not just a moral idea, it is a practical strategy. It creates better conversations, stronger relationships, and lasting impressions. So, the next time you speak to someone, pause. Ask yourself how you would want to be treated. Then act accordingly. That is how true influence begins. You have just taken a powerful journey through one of the most influential personal development books ever written. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie is more than a guide to communication. It is a blueprint for becoming a better human being. You have learned that a smile can change the tone of a conversation, that listening is more powerful than speaking, that remembering a person's name can make them feel seen, that treating others with kindness, respect, and sincerity creates bonds that last. These are not just techniques. They are habits. They are ways of being. When practiced consistently, they can transform your relationships, your career, and your daily life. The real secret is to live these principles. Not just read them, not just understand them, but to practice them in every conversation, every interaction, and every relationship. This book has stood the test of time for a reason. Its lessons are simple but timeless. They work just as well today as they did decades ago, because people at their core have not changed. We still want to feel valued, heard, and respected. So, as you move forward, take these lessons with you, apply them one day at a time, watch how people respond differently, notice how your confidence grows, and, most importantly, keep learning and improving. If this audiobook helped you, we invite you to explore more timeless wisdom. Thank you for being part of this journey with us. Let your words inspire, let your presence influence, and let your actions create change.